Hey, thanks for watching this video today, and we're getting real on real estate with mega successful broker and realtor of Zombie House Flippers, Chauncey Pham. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I want to jump right in and ask, when did you start in the real estate business? How old were you?
Oh, God, I don't know how old it was. It was 2016. I was 30. I was 30 something, maybe 32, 33.
So it hasn't been that long.
No, I've only been in the business for this is my 7th year.
What were some of the challenges you faced when you started out, and how did you overcome those?
I would say the biggest challenge that I had starting out was the fear of blending in with the crowd. It is so many realtors in Dallas, Fort Worth. I'm talking tens of thousands of them that I was like, where do I fit? How am I going to stand out from the crowd? And so that was the biggest thing. And then how I overcame that was understanding that there's only one of me. And so there's a lot of realtors, but there's only one Chauncey. And I had to really harness who I was and be okay with being vulnerable, and understanding that everybody wasn't going to love me and that I ain't for everybody. And I was going to find my people and the clients that wanted to work with me by being myself genuinely. And that's how I built my business, and it's carried me this far.
As a new agent, you get bombarded with brokers reaching out. What's some advice on navigating the gauntlet of brokers pulling at you? And what should a new agent look for in a brokerage?
Okay, hot take. I don't think that the brokerage matters. I genuinely don't. So this is the way that I look at it. And this is how agents should look at it. It's just an analogy that I've always used. When you get your real estate license, it's equivalent to going down to City Hall and getting a business license to open up Randy's shoe store, right? And then when you're looking for a real estate brokerage, that's equivalent to you looking for a storefront to open Randy's shoe store. And your real estate brokerage in that entire situation is simply the strip center or shopping mall that you choose to open up Randy's shoe store in. Now, if you go to open up a shoe store, do you expect for the property management company of the strip center or shopping mall to tell you how to run your business, how to run your store? No, they're not going to tell you what time to open, where you should get your credit card machine from, where you should get your inventory from and your shoes, when you should have sales, what type of email marketing you should have, whether or not you should have a guy out on the corner holding up a funny sign in a cow outfit to drive people into the store. They don't tell you that. Yet, for whatever reason, realtors get into real estate and think that their brokerage is supposed to tell them how to set up their entire real estate business. And so I would say that going in, understanding and having the mindset that you are opening up your own business and nobody owes you anything is what is going to make you either fail or succeed.
One of the things I hear a lot from people starting out in this business is, how do I get leads? Especially ones that say, they don't have a large sphere of influence. What kind of advice can you give to somebody like that?
Easy. Real estate is arguably the only industry that every single person that you talk to in every single environment that you go needs your service. If you're in line at the grocery store, the checkout lady, got to have somewhere to live. The people in line behind you, got to have somewhere to live. If you're at the car wash, the guy that's cleaning off your windshield, got to have somewhere to live. You're at the coffee shop, everybody in the coffee shop needs to have somewhere to live. So the problem isn't where do you get leads. You get leads everywhere. Everything and everyone is a lead. Someone that may or may not do business with you now or in the future is a lead. I think the biggest problem that new agents have is they have an improper expectation on what a lead is. They think that a lead is somebody that's ready to go and go and buy a house or sell their house next week. And that is not always the case. Out of 100 people that you talk to, first of all, 90 of them are not going to need your services right now. Then you're going to boil that down to 10 that may or may not need your services in the next 6 months. And then out of that 10, only 3 are going to want to do something right now. And so if you're focusing all of your time on just those 3, you will never make any money. You need to be focusing your time on the full 100 and understanding that 90 of those people, your time is going to be spent nurturing. If people spent more time nurturing leads than just trying to figure out where to get them since they're everywhere, then that's when your business changes. So when I first started, I almost made a game out of contacts, right? So every conversation that I had with people, I tried to figure out a way to get their phone number and or their email address. So if I was talking to like a mom at my kid's school, if I just like sparked up conversation at the park talking to somebody, if I'm at the grocery store, like I always was trying to come up with inventive ways that I could get somebody's phone number and email address, because I knew if I could get that, then I could somehow stay in front of them. And if I did that long enough, when they were ready to buy or sell or rent, then eventually they would use me. And my goal every day was to get like 20 phone numbers or email addresses from somewhere, whether that was me making a happy birthday video and sending it to somebody on Facebook or having an in-person conversation. But I always went for 20 contacts a day, and then I would feed my CRM with those contacts, market to them, and then all of those people became deals. And so focus not on getting a hot and heavy lead that's like ready to jump in bed with you right now. You got to do some courting, right? Like, your goal is to just collect as many phone numbers as you can and as many emails, and then put out those feelers and get people familiar with who you are, so they know, like, and trust you. So when it is time, then that's when your business starts to snowball and you get a bunch of business.
Most agents don't have deep pockets when they start. They spend a lot of money each month on fees and memberships and this and that, and all this money's going out. What are some free advertising tips that you can give?
Ooh, that's a very good question. Free advertising. I mean, social media, number one. Leveraging social media is probably the easiest way, but understanding and having a strategy when leveraging social media is very, very important. But I would say hands down, social media is the best way to do it. So I would say, number one, identify who your target market is. Number two, identify what the rocks in their shoes are. What problems do your target clients have? So if you want to work with young families that have young children that are first-time home buyers, then identify what problems they have, right? So what would be a problem of a first-time home buyer that's a young family? Maybe they can't figure out how to come up with 20% down. Maybe they can't figure out how to buy a house and get access to the best school district that they really want to be in. And then number three is to become the authority at the solutions, not their problems. And so you can do all that for free. So leverage social media, put that strategy behind it, and you'll get business pretty quickly. Another way that you can get business, here's another nugget. You ready for this fire nugget? This is something else that I tried when I first started, and it worked really well. It was not free, but it was very, very inexpensive. I bought a FSBO list, so for sell by owner list, for about $50 from Mojo. I did not buy the dialer or anything with it, but it was $50 a month, and I called all of these people and I offered them free open houses. Now, let me tell you what that does. The for sale by owner seller, the psychology behind these people is they want something for nothing, right? They want to sell their house, but avoid paying all the fees that everybody else does. They think they're special, which is cool. But the biggest thing is they want to try you out before they buy you. So you pick up the phone, you call down this list of all these people that put a sign out in the yard and try to sell it themselves, and you say, hey, how you doing, Travis? This is Chauncey Pham. I'm a realtor in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I know you're probably tired of realtors calling. I'd be tired too of realtors calling. But look, I don't want what they wanted. I'm calling you because I offer people just like you a free service, a free open house. Have you had a lot of people coming by to see your house? Probably not that many. So what I'll do is I'll market this place to high hell. I'm going to drive a bunch of traffic to the house, and hopefully I can get you a buyer. And I know at this point you're probably wondering what's in it for me. Not going to lie. Something's in it for me. I'm a newer agent. I'm just starting out, man. I don't have a whole lot of money. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leverage your asset for my benefit. Because if I can drive 50, 60 people into your house, only one of them can buy it. But what that's also doing is it's putting me in front of all of these other people that can't buy it, and I can possibly pick those people up as potential buyers. It's win-win for both of us. I have some access that you don't have. I can market your house, get a bunch of people there, and hopefully get you a buyer. And the win for me is that I'm putting myself in front of those people, and I can hopefully get some clients. What do you say we help each other out? I swing by at 3 o'clock. You show me around the place.
Where do I sign?
And so then from there though, if you do 2 or 3 of those a weekend, what you're doing is you're building rapport with sellers, which statistics show that 80% of for sale by owner sellers list their house with an agent. And all you've done is position yourself to be the agent that they choose when they get tired of trying to figure it out on their own. And that's literally all that you need to do. And so that's a $50 a month thing. Just pick up the phone, offer something for free to people that are looking for something for free, and go and make the best of it. And at those open houses, you get phone numbers, you talk to people, you pick up some buyer clients, and eventually you flip all of those for sale by owners to listings. You're welcome.
Is there much of a difference between buyers and sellers? I know some people starting out, it's like they focus on buyers or they focus on sellers. Is there really a difference, and how do you decide on which avenue to go?
I don't think that there's a difference. I think that you should work with both. Obviously, it's a little bit easier when you're a new agent to pick up buyer clients because you're not asking them to sign a contract agreeing to directly pay you for a service that, quite frankly, you don't know how to do yet. So unless you're real cocky and confident like I was, like I didn't care if I didn't know how to do it. I went in there and I still closed out the listings. Unless you have that confidence, I would say that working with buyers tends to be a little bit easier to pitch, because then it's just like, hey girl, I'll help you find a house, and they're not really paying you. But I would say in the beginning, do not pigeonhole yourself into anything. Take on anything that comes to you, whether it's buyers or sellers, and then just leverage people either at your brokerage or just in your market that are good at working with buyers and sellers, and just learn and take it all in. But I say work with both.
I know there's no magic formula, but if people implement some of the suggestions that you've made, how long should it be before you start seeing results?
I would say, honestly, starting out, if you hit the ground running and you set goals for yourself every day on getting your contacts, and you build a cadence, and you're doing things consistently, within the first 2 weeks, you should see some movement. If you're moving, things are going to move. So I would say that just stay consistent, and consistency is the key. But within the first month, if nothing is working, then you're not really working. That's just the honest to God truth. You're busy, but you ain't working. And so within the first month, if you're not seeing results, then that's when you need to probably recalibrate.
Chauncey, I want to thank you so much for chatting with me today. You've really given us some great insight.
Yes.
So if you guys would like to see more great content like this, please subscribe to DFW Home Finds and hit the bell. See you next time.